Yeah, I mean, this is a big season coming up for the Crankworx World Tour. We've got a number of things that are kind of still brewing in the background that we're working on. I'm fortunate to get to work with some of the hardest working people in mountain biking, and shout out to the whole team at Crankworx. But yeah, on the downhill side of things, I think one of the biggest obvious pieces of news is the opportunity to get to work with Rob Warner. Yeah, it's we're really excited to be having Rob in the fold, and having him call the downhill races alongside Eliot Jackson. Those guys have done an amazing job,
Yeah.
together the last couple of years. The whole team that have been hosting it for Red Bull TV had done an amazing job the last few years. And I mean, Rob's been doing this since, yeah, I mean, many moons.
He doesn't like to be aged, so let's just say 10 years. But I know
Well,
it's more.
I think he probably started when he was 11, right?
I
So,
think so. Yeah. He's
so he's only
34
like
now,
29
so
now. So yeah, there you go. But so that's super exciting, to have. And we were fortunate that we did get to work with Rob a few years ago in Innsbruck. He helped out with a couple of different events, and Cam McCall had broken his hand like the day before he was supposed to fly over, or no, actually, I think he broke his hand while he was in Europe at some sort of thing pre Crankworx Innsbruck, and then he had to race off to Munich to get hand surgery. So Rob was around, and so Rob filled in for the downhill there. But this is a whole new opportunity and a whole new outlook. So we're really excited about that.
yeah.
We're going to continue to have all of our broadcasts on Red Bull TV, so nothing new there. But the plans for elevated coverage. Obviously, we do read the comments. It's very. I don't think people quite understand how expensive it is to produce all these broadcasts.
Right.
And we're producing up to 5 broadcasts per round. So it's multiply that times 5. And so we try and be as efficient as we possibly can. And so sometimes that means we don't. Well, what it's meant so far is that we wouldn't have as many cameras as the old broadcasts on Red Bull TV. But we're trying to rectify that this year, get more coverage. Was looking at the plans just last week for what we're shooting for Rotorua. So really excited for that.
How far removed will it be from what an actual World Cup used to look like last year? As far as how much coverage will there be, how many athletes will get shown, that sort of thing.
It's going to be emerging. I think we've had our format that we've been using for multiple years now, where it's 20 to 25 men and 10 to 12 women, depending on how many are in the elite categories at the races. And so that's not going to change. We've always had the women in the same broadcast as the men. I mean, that's something that we've long done, was trying to find ways to provide equal opportunity, equal exposure. We were one of the first to do equal prize money for women as well. So these were sweeping changes that we made back in 2015-16. So that's sort of the format. So that really won't change, but the coverage of the race will change. So that's what's exciting there.
It was crazy, wasn't it, to see the Warner thing and how much that did spark so many people online saying, I'm not watching downhill without Rob. And I mean, what the guy's done for the sport is obviously, it's unimaginable. I mean, it's incredible. So when did you first hear about that? How did this conversation start? And then how does that package all get put together? I also want to add in there, because I know people are going to ask, but Rob did call out Chris Ball on social media. I think Chris maybe got something, I don't know, there was something to do with contracts. I don't know if you know anything more about that. I certainly don't want to gossip, as you know. But yeah, I mean, it'd probably be best.
I do not.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Rob just posted a clip online basically saying there was a contract in place, which
Yeah.
I've no idea, but I just wondered if you did.
Fortunately, not privy to that stuff. But
no. So how does that package get put together, though, man? Like, how does that timeline look for you to get Rob involved and to obviously increase the Red Bull production?
Yeah. So, I mean, the process for working with, I mean, we've worked with Red Bull now since 2013 was the first time we started to work with Red Bull Media House, way back at the Slopestyle in Les Deux. That was the first time we ever worked with them. And our relationship has just grown over the last decade, I guess. Now it's hard to believe it's been a decade. And last fall, not even last fall, the fall before that, started conversations about, what does our new, what does our new relationship look like, and that just sort of evolved over, winter of 2022. Started to get into more serious conversations through last spring, and then the prospect of Rob being a part of all this, started to come into the picture, and I actually have no clue what. Yeah, I mean, Rob's relationship with Red Bull and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But I know he's doing some other things for them, the street racing or the urban downhill series
Hardline.
stuff. Hardline. And so, I mean, it's perhaps it's a natural fit. Being that we're on Red Bull TV and Rob's available. So, I mean, mostly I can just say that I'm just super excited to get the chance to work with him. And it's funny. I was hoping Ollie's gonna be on because I know Ollie's done a lot of things with him, and just to ask him what it's like to work with him. But he was here in Whistler for like 8-9 years ago, and him and Tippy did a bunch of things together, which were just priceless. And so, I mean, just really looking forward to the opportunity to work with them, and our setup. One of the things I think viewers will notice is that you'll see more of Rob and Eliot in the broadcast. Right. Traditionally the broadcast would open. Whether I'm not even sure that was live or pre-recorded or whatever, and then they would move to somewhere to call the race. Yeah. Whereas our shows, the announcers are kind of a part of the broadcast, and we go back to them and have them be a part of things. So that's something we're excited to explore working with Rob and Eliot.
Yeah. Did you enjoy this clip? If so, please like and subscribe. The full episode is available by hitting one of the links on the screen right now, or type The Ride Companion into your favourite podcast app. We've even put links in the show description for you. Cheers!